Hari Om. Let's start with the prayer. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pitattvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakhattvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Amadeva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. So we ask questions and also answers in terms of what is God or where is God and how did He create also a little bit. Now we ask another question that are being normally used, that Brahman, because it says Aham Brahmasmi or the Ayam Atma Brahma. These are the statements that here you want to become Brahman or so on. So what is Brahman or who is Brahman? Brahman is the word derived from the root Brihad Dhatu. That means it means Brihad, coming from that root, and it means big. So, and big is actually an adjective, it qualifies a noun. So, how big it is, this is big and so on. So, you add that word in front of a noun to qualify the noun. So, it's an adjective that qualifies a noun. But our sages found that even the adjective gets qualified by the noun. So, for example, if I say a big mosquito, so you have an idea of what is a normal mosquito with reference to which you define what is a big mosquito. If I say a big mountain, that mountain is the normal mountain you use in qualifying what is the big mountain. So essentially the noun qualifies the adjective also. Suppose I want to say it is so big or unqualifiedly big, means there is no comparison to it. So how do you say that? You say big unqualified, you can say, instead of saying what they did is convert the big into the noun itself. So the Brihat becomes Brahman, means it is infinite. That means there is no comparison with which can be compared how big that is. So infinite itself is Brahman, and how do you qualify infinite? It's not a qualification. Infinite is not a word. All it says is it's not finite. Means there is no comparative that we can say it is in relation to that, it is so big. So it's uncomparably big, and that's what is infinite. So infinite is not a qualification of infinite itself. When you say two lines, the two parallel lines meet at infinity, so you want to find out where they are going to meet. If you are going to find out, then that is finite only. So that means you cannot find out where they are going to meet at all. So that stands for Brahman. So why do we need to know Brahman? And scripture defines Brahman in a very peculiar way. Because whatever we can define is only qualified. Any qualification, definition involves qualification, and that defines an object that differentiates one object from other objects. And if there is nothing to compare with and it is so big, then what do you use for qualification? It is unqualified, which is same as it is nirgunaha. Nirguna means there is no gunas that you can qualify it. Attributes, it is attributeless only because it's so big that you cannot compare with something else for one to differentiate. And scripture still defines it in a way, and we'll see what it means. It says Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. This is in the Taittiriya Upanishad. It says Brahman is nothing but Satyam, Jnanam and Anantam. Anantam means infinite. So infinite is Brahman, and also it is Satyam. Satyam means that which is the absolutely true. That which is absolutely true is also Brahman, and that which is Jnanam, the pure knowledge, is also Brahman. We just said knowledge cannot be defined. We can only know knowledge of chemistry, knowledge of physics. Objective knowledge only can be defined, but it's not an object. So unqualified knowledge, that means it is an infinite knowledge or knowledge of the infinity, you can say, or its nature itself is knowledge. And that's what scripture says. It's not only infinite, but it is of the nature of consciousness or the pure knowledge without conscious of is something compared to consciousness itself is undefinable. That's what is Brahman stand for. Another also defines is Prajnanam Brahma. Consciousness is Brahman. That means it's infinite. But I'm very careful here. Scripture says consciousness is infinite. And scientists are trying to find out what is consciousness, and they're trying to investigate consciousness. Who is investigating? A subject investigating something which is called consciousness or objectifying consciousness, and consciousness cannot be objectified. It is infinite, number one, and also it is the one who is investigating the conscious entity. So he has to turn inward to investigate himself first. Where am I getting, with what I am investigating? Because a conscious entity alone can investigate. So Prajnanam Brahma is a consciousness. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma is Anantas. Another definition is Satchit Ananda is also Brahman. And Satyam Jnanam Anantam Satchit Ananda. So Anantameva Ananda. Infinite alone is Ananda. Why I need to know? Because I am searching for happiness. That's what I said, the purpose of life is to find happiness. And how do I find happiness? Find Brahman. Because that is only Anantam, that is Brahman, which is Anandam. Everything is only temporarily give happiness. Permanent, eternal happiness can only be found by discovering Brahman. How can I discover Brahman? And you cannot discover Brahman because you are one who is investigating a Brahman. You are differentiating that which cannot be differentiated. This will address later how I can know Brahman and the reality of Brahman through Vedanta. With that we stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri